shaking. What? You a goon or you faking real tough talk? Only goons get it shaking real tough talk. I hope your bite is like your bark with that tough talk. This is what New York been missing, real tough talk. You a goon or you faking real tough talk? Only goons get it shaking real tough talk. I hope your bite is like your bark with that tough talk. This is what New York been missing, real tough talk.
What's going on, people? I'm Stephen J. I'm here with my partner Ghost, and welcome to that hit show, Real Tough Talk. We're in week 4 right now, and I'm excited this week because we got a lot of big games to talk about, but the one I was most interested in seeing is them Gettis versus the Violators.
This is a showdown that's been happening since last year. Them Gettis came out on top the last 2 times they played each other. The Violators are looking to capitalize this chance that they get here.
We're going to see Dawn's analysis of the key players missing for this game.
Go.
For them Gettis, Hollywood will play but is limited to an injury to his right hand. Megatron is out with a knee injury and his time of recovery is unknown. For Violators, Hubby will not be present for personal reasons, but as everyone is present. Back to you, Jay.
Well, as you can see, Hollywood isn't here. Hollywood is here, but he's playing injured. Megatron is not here. And on the other side, Violators don't have Herbie for personal issues that he wasn't able to make the game. But without Hollywood and Megatron, 100%, I don't care that you went out and got Swiss. I don't care that you went out and got Shannon. This team cannot move and go forward to a championship without these 2 players.
Well, on both sides of the field, that's their number 1 and number 2. So without them, they're not the same team. Rubio may not be able to pick up the slack by himself. And even though they have Shannon and Swiss, I don't think it's enough for them to play as well as they usually would, especially against the Violators.
Well, that injury that we saw Megatron get hurt last week, but he was able to come back in the game and play. Then he got hurt in the Friday Night Lights, hurting his knee, making him miss his game, as Dawn said. So we're going to have to see what type of impact that will do to this Gettis team. So we're going to jump into the game right now. Violators is going to start out with the ball, and they're going to get stopped, giving the ball to Gettis. Gettis is going to have to punt, giving the ball right back to the Violators, and we're going to see no real offense in the first drives of both teams. But the next drive, Fred is going to find Longhorns, who's going to be his defender for the touchdown. 6-0. Longhorns stepping his game up, showing what he can do, following his brother's footsteps.
And it seems like he's actually picking up the slack that he left off from last year. He wanted to play big for his team. He came up a little short last year, and he's starting to pick up the slack this year with a good touchdown pass here.
The Gettis is going to get the ball back, and Walk is going to find Rubio in the end zone, but it's going to be broken up by number 27, Teo, to turn the ball over, giving them the ball back to Violators. And I'm pretty sure if you had a Megatron healthy or a Hollywood healthy, they make these plays. Rubio's unable to make the play to get to the ball, and Tail with a great knockdown.
Well, clearly Walk has less targets on offense right now. You know, it's kind of hard to look for the same guys all the time, and Megatron is one of the main receivers that gets open play after play, and without that, they're a different team.
2 flags is going to cost the Gettis on the next drive, because Violators is going to have the ball and they're going to be prepared to punt. But the Gettis get 2 flags, putting the Violators closer to the first down, and Violators change their mind, decide to go for it as Fred finds a short pass to Yomi for the first down. Fred is going to end up throwing a touchdown pass back to Yomi in the back of the end zone, and Hollywood cannot play this ball because of his injury to his hand. Big play by Yomi, and it's sad to see Hollywood play like this.
I mean, I'm starting to question why he was in the game at all if he's not able to make plays like that. That was a clear defended play that he would normally defend. He wasn't even able to lift his hand and do anything about it. It was right over his head, and I feel like it hurts that he's not himself playing out there right now.
Walker's going to get the ball back for this Gettis offense. He's going to toss it in the end zone. It's going to be tipped by Nomar and caught by Shannon for the touchdown, 14-7, take us in the half. And this is, like I said before, why they brought Shannon and Swiss to this team. Even though they're men down, they got short guys and superstars, these guys still can make plays. Shannon is able to locate the ball for the touchdown here.
and this was key to go into the half. They needed to have something on the board to say, you know what, they're still in this game because they didn't look good on the first couple of drives. Luckily, Shannon was there when they needed him. This is exactly why he's here.
Walker's going to get the ball back in the second half, and he's going to throw it to Swiss on the sideline, but it's going to be intercepted by Yomi to turn the ball over and giving it back to the Violators. And you got to make this throw. Like I said, even though they added the additions of Shannon and Swiss, if Watt cannot make these throws, it's off and out.
And this just shows that their offense is out of whack. And when Watt does not play well, he makes a lot of mistakes. He's not as comfortable as he usually is with these guys not on the field as today. So he's making bad throws, and clearly one right there.
Fred is going to get the ball and throw short to Yomi, but Yomi's going to be tackled by number 94, the Hope, and gets the Violators in the red zone because of the penalty. The penalty is going to impact the next play because Fred is going to go 227 tail for the touchdown, 22-7. Now, right now, the Violators are running away with it.
Yes, because there's no, like I said, these guys, Megatron and Hollywood, are both sides of the field players. So, if they're hurt on offense, they're also hurt on defense. Fred is able to find some seams easy, and there's no impact from Gettis' defense.
Walker's able to get the ball back down, finally able to do something for his offense. He's going to throw a touchdown pass to the Hulk to put them back in the game, 22-14. And this guy, the Hulk, is a beast. He's big, he's strong, and Watt got to find him the ball. Because right now, without Hollywood 100%, they don't know how long Megatron is out. You know you got Sister Shannon, but you need a big target in the middle, and it's going to need to go over for that play. Violators is going to get the ball back, but they're going to turn it over now, giving the ball right back to them Gettis. Clock is running. We're down to about 5 minutes left in the game. Sean is going to battle the goal and blocking, and he's able to battle the block and then able to get blocked for the sack. Big sack by Sean. Able to keep up with any quarterback in the seat. He's going to get a big sack there on Gettis in front.
And eventually, we know this is going to happen. Sean was going to get through his block. He was going to get to the quarterback. This is what he does. Game in and game out. So eventually, he was able to pressure the quarterback to get a sack.
Violators are going to get the ball back. We're going to run the clock a little bit because right now they're up in the game. They're up 22-14. So they're going to end up punting, which really is up in the clock. Walker's going to throw another touchdown pass. This one to Swiss in the end zone to put them back in the game. There's no time left though. 22-20. Swiss once again find the end zone and she's doing what he does underrated, which is going to win the game. This is what he's doing in the game. Now they're down 2 points. Without Swiss there, who knows how this game will run. So big pickups here. They're playing good. The last 2 games, this is what they need from these guys. They're not able to get the 2 points to tie the game up. Violators going to get the ball back. Freddy's going to get sacked 3 times, but he used that to run out the clock. And the Violators going to end up winning this game 22-20. Big win by Violators. The question is, can you count this win when Hollywood was hurt, Megatron wasn't here? Can you count this as an actual win for this Violators team? Well, I look at it as a win is a win. It's unfortunate that certain guys are injured and things like, and you know, certain things happens off the field. But the point is, when you come, you play a game and you win. That's all there is to it. So you can't take anything away from the Violators. They played well, they did their job, and they came away with a win this game. The problem that I have is you got to look at what you have. And if Hollywood is hurt and Megatron cannot play, then how is this team going to move forward? Because you brought Swiss and Shannon, but if Hollywood and Megatron are both hurt, then all you're doing is replacing them with Swiss and Shannon. You're not upgrading to your offense. You're not upgrading to your defense. So now you take a step back, and now this puts more pressure on Watt. Rubio is definitely a great player, but as we know, Watt tends to make mistakes sometimes, and they need all the weapons they can get. And I don't think even Swiss' big shoulders or Shannon's quick feet can carry this team without Hollywood and Megatron being healthy. They're definitely not the same team without Megatron and Hollywood. So something needs to be done. Hopefully these guys can come back towards the end of the season because they're not the same without them. Well, the knee injury I saw Megatron take, we're not sure what's happening. Hopefully we'll find out this week. And the Violators, you can't take nothing from them. They didn't have Herbie, but they still feel like they're able to make plays. And Fred wanted this game more than anybody else because he figured a lot of people slept on this team, and he's right now leading this team, leading the march to try to get them back to the championship. And you could tell that because he missed half of Envy's season last year, so it looked like he's trying to make up for it and play big right when they need him to from the beginning of the season all the way to the end. We're going to have to see what happened, but remember, Violators lost. They lost Ouija, they lost LJ, and they lost Ak. And I think Ak is the most important player out of all of them because whatever reasons, we couldn't get an interview with him. We're going to try to get an interview with the team next week, but that's the key thing to look forward to. Without Ak in that middle, Ak is a two-time All-Star. I think it's going to hurt this team. We're going to have to see what happens during the rest of the season. Next game up, we're going to have Generals versus Reloaded. Generals coming in 3-0 on top of the division in the East. Nobody's been really talking about this team though. A lot of people said they're 3-0, but they're a weak first place team. And then you have Reloaded, who come in 1-1, losing last week to Woodlong. This seems like I said it looked like a quarterback controversy. Crazy been throwing well. Bruce has been their starter. Bruce went to the All-Star game last year. Crazy didn't throw great last year, but he looked good this year, and I think it should be a quarterback controversy. I think they have a backup quarterback who can make plays, and Bruce hasn't really showed me nothing yet.
I mean, the thing about it is nobody expect Crazy to come out and play so well, you know? He's had a couple good games, you know, coming in. The first game that he threw, he didn't throw so well, and Bruce took up the slack. The second game, it was the opposite, the other way around. Bruce didn't look so good, and Crazy picked up the slack. So I can't necessarily say it's a quarterback controversy yet. It just seems like one quarterback plays well, and when the other one doesn't, it seems like one is picking up the slack for the other at this point.
And we have the Generals with their own quarterback controversy, as they got the controversy of Pito and Cal. Cal went to the Cal was a good player last year, but Pito was an All-Star and he was quarterback of the year. So you got to ask yourself, who are the Generals going with? I mean, Pito's going to get the start, but we're going to have to see what happens. Let's go to the injury updates and see what Dawn has for us.
This is Dawn with the weekly player status report. Cal, quarterback of the Generals who played last week, will not play this week. Pito will start as quarterback and everyone else is present. For Reloaded, besides Parrish, everyone. For Reloaded, back to you, Jay.
One thing Dawn forgot to mention was Julio had a newborn son. And that's a great one. Congratulate him on that. Definitely a great thing. And let's see if that's going to be able to motivate him to see what happens in this game. Reload is going to start off getting the ball, and Bruce is going to throw a touchdown pass too Crazy to put them up 7-0. I guess you can't have a controversy as long as Bruce is saying Crazy with the football.
I mean, why not? I mean, Crazy's also, you know, a capable receiver out there, so Bruce is going to hit him off for the pass when he's open. So it doesn't always have to be Crazy throwing the ball. He can make plays without it as well.
Pito's going to get blitzed and sacked by Ali here. Great sack by Ali getting to Pito. Pito's not known for running, so if you can keep him in the pocket, you can get a lot of sacks. On the next play, you're going to see Pito throw a pass which is going to be blocked by Brett and caught for the interception and ran back for the touchdown. As you can see, this is a top play up there, and Brett is with a great reaction, great skills to find the ball, running back for the touchdown, 13-0. Great play by Brett.
I don't think that Pito saw that coming. You know, Brett is a tall defender, so he has to try his best to throw it over him. He didn't see that Brett was jumping for the ball already. He didn't pump fake or anything, so he telegraphed his throw. Brett was ready for it. He was able to make a play on it. 6 points, go to Reloaded.
Pito's going to get the ball back and get blitzed here by Ramon. He's going to throw the ball, avoiding the blitz, but it's going to be picked off by Brian to get Reloaded back the ball. Great blitz by Ramon. Like I said, Pito is not mobile at all. Keep him in the pocket and force pressure. He's going to make throws, and you see Brian doing it on the other side of the ball this time.
And that was just a play that, you know, you give kudos to the whole defense. That was just a great setup for the defense. The blitz caused the quarterback to get pressure to force a pass. Brian was able to make a play on it to get the interception. Good play by the defense all around.
Bruce is going to get the ball back and do what he does best, go downfield, but this time to Chad. And Chad with a great diving catch for the first down. That's going to be up there as a top play nominee. And that's a great play by Chad, just finding the ball and being able to bring it in for the great catch.
And that's also a good throw by Bruce, putting it right where only Chad can get it. So you give the quarterback and the receiver some kudos for that play. That was all number 2 right there.
Then you're going to see an option pass by Brian, which is picked off by Cecil. This is a dumb play. You just got the first down. You're not fooling anybody. You're keeping your best receiver to throw the ball. That's a stupid play. I would say that's a not top 10 play. Yeah. Picked off by Cecil. Cecil's quietly moving up for that defensive play of the year. Makes another big play here.
And this is something that he's been doing all the way from last season. He's been playing big. He's a capable defender out there. You saw him catch a game-winning interception run back for a touchdown the last game against House Gang, and he's coming up with a big play here with an interception.
Then you're going to see Pito get the ball back and throw the ball downfield to Joe for the slant, for the touchdown. And I call him Mighty Joe because he reminds me of Mighty Mouse. This guy's fast, he's strong, and he can get to the ball. He finds a way to get behind defenders. He does it here for the touchdown, putting Generals back in the game 13-6.
And like you just said, he finds ways to get open no matter what team he's playing on, no matter what team he's playing against. He did it last year with Anno Planet. He brings it over to the Generals, and it's a big weapon for the Generals.
Bruce is going to get the ball back for this this reloaded team, but he's going to be sacked here by Henry. Great sack by Henry, and followed up with Bruce underthrowing Brian deep for the interception to Cecil. Cecil's second in the game. And because of the pressure, Bruce is forced to make a play, and he underthrows it to Brad deep. Brad deep. What? He's going to be picked off by Cecil. Great play by Cecil, bad throw by Bruce.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything bad about Brett on that play, but that was just, it doesn't matter. The point is, whoever receiver out there, you have to make the throw. And Bruce clearly did not make the throw. He underthrew it. Almost looked like he threw it to the defense. That was just a horrible throw. He needs to do better than that.
Well, I guess Pito wanted to show that he can throw a pass even worse, and he's going to throw a pass. He's going to force it to Julio, but it's going to be intercepted by Shaq. Like I told you before, Shaq lost some weight. He's able to react to the ball, and I guess, like I said, Pito wanted to look worse than Bruce, and he doesn't on display throwing the ball, giving it right back to Reloaded.
And that's one thing you don't want to do. A defense that's clicking like Reloaded right now, you don't want to make a mistake like that. Shaq is ready for that pass. Telegraph, interception, goes to Reloaded.
Bruce is going to use that time and go back to Ramon here for the touchdown, putting them up 19-6 at half. Bruce doesn't turn the ball over this time. He finds the end zone. Ramon with the great catch, 19-6, halftime, Reloaded.
And where was this Bruce last year? He's throwing to, you know, all of his teammates. He's able to spread the ball out. He's not only throwing it to Brian. Brian has no touchdowns right now. So it's crazy that he's able to put points on the board in these couple of games this season and not only throw to Brian.
Generals are going to get the ball back, but they're going to get stopped giving the ball right back to Reloaded. Bruce is going to go deep to Chad near the end zone. Great catch by Chad, and this is what we said last season. They need Chad to make plays. He does it here after making a big catch the first time. Big catch here by Chad.
And this is, like I said, what they missed last year when Chad was out the latter end of the season, because Chad is a big player on both sides of the field. Without him, they're not as strong on offense or defense. Bruce loses a target, and that forces him to go to Brian.
Bruce is going to get the ball in the red zone and throw a touchdown pass to Brian, who beat Cecil. Remember, Cecil had 2 picks already, but he's going to get beat by the reigning offensive player of the year, Brian. You can't have a Reloaded game without Brian scoring. He scores here, 25-6. Now they smack him around.
And the funny thing is, Brian out there was screaming that nobody can guard him. He hasn't found nobody that can guard him yet, and he's proven that point by getting a touchdown here.
Pito on second down from his own 5-yard line, going to make a great throw to Joe, Mighty Joe, who runs it in for the touchdown, 25-12. I love this guy, Joe. Mighty Joe gets behind the defense. They fall asleep on him. He finds a way. Pito just got to give him the ball. Touchdown, Joe.
Right now, I feel like Joe is their best receiver on his team. He's been able to get open no matter what team they play against. Joe's able to find the end zone for another touchdown. He's the only person that Pito is able to put points on the board with. Joe, all this game.
Reloaded is going to end up punting, giving the ball back to Generals, 25-12. Pito's going to end up getting sacked by Brett to end the game, 25-12. They're not able to score. Brett made a great play today. Brett is definitely one of the players of the game. Reloaded with a big win, breaking that undefeated season for Generals, 25-12. Reloaded with a big win.
Yes, I mean, I think, like you said, Brett, to me, gets the game ball for this one. That interception run back was huge because it puts Reloaded up early. Then there was another play in the next drive that I don't even know if we talked about, if I'm talking about it again. He makes another block on a pass that causes them to go 4 and now forces the first down. That was another huge play because they were able to stop them on that drive. So Brett played big today. And that sack ends it all. He gets the game ball for
But the question is Brett their giver? You know, Parrish had 5 sacks his first game. So do you take him out? He wasn't here today, as Dawn said. So what do? Is Brett your giver? Okay, Brett gives you experience, but I think Parrish gives you more speed with the ability to stay with the quarterback. This one, Pito's not a running quarterback, yes, but what happens when you do face some guys who can move in the pocket? I want Parrish. I don't know if I want bread. It depends on what bread is going to be there. Is it going to be bread that makes plays or just bread that makes noise? You got to pick.
But that's the beauty of when you're setting up a defense. When you know who you're playing against, you know what type of quarterback that you're facing, you can switch them out. Sometimes you will need speed for a speed quarterback. Sometimes you will need height for a quarterback that's immobile, who throws it up. So Bread was a good choice here because Pito is immobile. He doesn't run the ball, and he likes to throw it up. And it was a good decision because Bread was able to make a couple plays on him today.
Well, on the general side, Julio did nothing this game. And Cesar already had 2 picks, but Julio did nothing. So if Julio can't chip in for this team, we see they can't win games. They need Julio to step up, either his offensively, defensively. If this guy doesn't do nothing, it hurts him. And it's sad because he just had his son. You figure he'd be hyped to make something happen, and he did nothing. I mean, it can also be he was exhausted. We don't know the situation, but he showed us nothing.
I'm going to say this. I can't necessarily put it on Julio for not contributing. Sometimes, at the end of the day, when your quarterback is struggling,
he threw 3 picks.
Yes, so when your quarterback is not able to get anything to happen, that shows that was a good defense play by Reloaded. You got to look at the quarterback here. He wasn't able to make anything happen. How can your players contribute when your quarterback can't get them the ball? Well, so that's how I look at it.
Well, they didn't bring Pito for this. Turning the ball over was not what they brought him for. He already got thrown out 1 game. He didn't show up to another game. He had 3 interceptions this game. And you got to ask yourself, what did they make the big signing? Was it worth it? He has not shown us the quarterback of the year this season right now.
But I'm going to say this. We're taking too much away from Reloaders' defense in this game. Because they pressured the quarterback.
Well, that's what you get with this quarterback. But if you pressure him, he cannot roll out. He's not a moving quarterback. And what protected him last season was Storm blocking.
Yes.
Because Storm bought him time, he was able to make plays. They don't have nobody really blocking for him, and he's making turnovers.
But now you see the formula that you get. They knew what they were getting when they brought him to the Generals. They knew what they were getting.
You mean when they stole him? When they
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is they knew what they were getting. Now they have to live with it. They know that he's an immobile quarterback. They know that he needs some extra time. Give it to him. And without it, he's going to struggle. And this is what happened here.
Well, he has talent. I'm not going to take that away from him. He was quarterback of the year. He was an all-star, but he hasn't shown me nothing yet. And I hope General's got the receipt. Because when Cal comes back, if Cal is healthy, I'm taking Pito and sending him back to the store as of now. I know what he can do, but he hasn't really showed us anything yet. So until he showed us what he can do, make sure you have Cal ready to go, and make sure your receipt is fresh, ready to go back.
I got nothing else to say.
We're going to have to see what happens to his team next week.
Besides Meech of Rep City not being here for this game, all the other players of both teams are present and accounted for. Back to you, Jay.
Next game, we're going to have Woodlong versus Rep City. Woodlong comes in, one of the top teams in the league, 3-0. They've been winning games. And I wouldn't say they've been doing it under the radar, but they definitely, once they got their starting quarterback, they showed that they can make plays, and they look like their offense can keep up with any team in this league.
And if you look at it, when they first emerged in the first week to the second week to the third week, they looked better each game they played. The first game, they scraped by against Street Fan with only 6 points. The second game, they looked like their offense was coming together. When Gerard came to start as a quarterback, that's when they just flew off the handle. Their offense was clicking. Shane has been playing big. Their main receiver, yes, he's very fast. He has hands. He knows how to get open. He's one person the defenses have to watch out there. So this team, not just like you said, not under the radar, but they did come out of nowhere.
And on Rep City, they have not played like the team we saw last year. Hood has been struggling. He doesn't look like he's having fun. He doesn't look like he's on the same page with his receivers. They don't have, you know, as Dawn said in the beginning, they didn't have Meech. So without Meech in this game, he's a big player. They haven't looked like they has been that team that almost beat Carver last year in the playoffs. And I think Hood and Charlie got to get on the same level. Charlie got to take more control of this team and be more of a coach, be more of a general, and let these guys know what needs to be done. D-Boy needs to cut the celebrating. Celebrate when you make a play. Go back to your craft and being one of the best corners in this league, which we haven't really seen yet this season.
I feel like this team has been playing dead since the beginning of the season. They haven't been looking like the same Rep City that I remember. They were a loud team. They were in your face. They had a lot of heart. They played no matter what. And this right now, it seems like they're not together. A lot of guys are coming late. A lot of guys are not showing up even though they're on the field. So Hood was one of the hearts of this team that he's been missing. Tess has been quarterbacking when he shouldn't. So it's a lot of things that they need to fix that just wasn't working the way they looked the last couple of games.
We're going to have to see what happens in this game. It looks like it's going to be a blowout by Woodlong. Let's see what happens. Gerard is going to throw deep to Shane, but D-Boy is going to get called for a pass interference in the red zone. And on 4th down, you know, before I get to 4th down, D-Boy got beat on this play. He held the receiver, which is what you do. You know, that's a smart play by this defender. You get beat, you hold them, and then you just take the flag rather than a touchdown. And because D-Boy didn't give up and took the flag, they get Woodlong all the way to 4th down. On 4th down, Gerard is going to try to run, and he's going to get sacked by Cars, turning the ball over. Great defense by Rep City, not giving up, and that's the Rep City we expected to see this season that they started up.
And that was actually smart football, like you said. That pass interference was key because without that, that was a touchdown by Shane. We've seen it time and time again. He was ready for it. You know, you don't actually, you know, give a player credit for making causing a flag, but it was a smart play, and it caused them to get a chance to stop them in the red zone, and that's what they do here.
Well, Rep City is not able to capitalize. They're going to get turned over on downs. Then Gerard is going to throw a touchdown pass to Shane to give him an 8-0 lead, and this guy Shane is dangerous. He talks. I like the fact that he talks. He's not scared of no defending here, and he makes plays here. Great play from Gerard, getting the ball to Shane. Shane is in there, 8-0.
And this is an offensive player of the year waiting to happen. He's been doing it no matter what team he's played against. He finds a way to get open. He gets into the gaps. He gets downfield. He makes the catch. He's done it here. He's done it before. It looks like he's going to keep doing it throughout the season.
Well, Rep City's next possession, Hood is going to have a great run for the touchdown. Great blocker by Rep City, 8-6 Woodlawn. And one thing I like about Hood and this Rep City team, when Hood takes off, they block. Everybody picks up their man. They do it here. Great touchdown run by Hood, 8-6.
And this is the only team that actually designs the play for the quarterback to run. That play was designed for Hood to run from the start. So it catches the defense off guard. They pick up the blocks when they need to, and Hood is able to run right on the sideline to the touchdown.
Gerard is going to get the ball back in this next series, and Gerard is going to end up being sacked by the giver Vic. Vic with a big sack. That's going to be one of his 3 sacks. Great sack here by Vic. And on 4th down, Gerard is going to go deep, but find Shane on the sideline for the touchdown, 14-6. Great throw by Gerard, not worrying about it after the sack, coming right back, finding Shane again. Shane's 2nd touchdown of the day.
And something needs to be done because these guys are clicking way too much. Gerard, Shane is pretty much Gerard's comfort at this point. Meaning, anytime he's looking for a receiver downfield, he always finds Shane. So something has to happen because they're going to have a crazy season if they keep this up.
Hood is going to follow that up with a great throw for the touchdown. He goes deep downfield. And a lot of people says Hood is not a deep thrower. He's going to prove us wrong and throw the touchdown here to Travis to put Rep City back in the game, 14-12. Hood showing his ability to go downfield, make a pass, touchdown, great play by Hood.
And now we're starting to see the Hood that we've seen last year. The comeback player of the year. Now he's playing the ball that we remember, throwing the passes where they need to, finding guys open. This is something that they missed the last couple of games.
The next series, Gerard is going to throw an interception here. Bad throw by Gerard, bad throw, can't make these mistakes. He makes it here, gives the ball right back to this Rep City, taking us into halftime, 14-12.
And right now, actually, I can say this, I didn't expect Rep City to battle in this game. The way they've been looking the past couple games, they're actually giving Woodlawn a game. And Woodlawn is, can they defend their 3-0 record right now? Can they come away with a win? Can they get past Rep City's good play this game?
Second half, Hood is going to throw a short pass to Bita, and it doesn't seem like a big play, but Bita is going to go down. We heard a pop on the film. We're going to play it real quick.
1, 2, 3, 4.
As you can see, if you really listen, you hear the pop. Unfortunately, B-Dot goes down, and after we've been giving up, we're going to have to tell you what happens at the end of the game. He He goes down. It sounded like a pop. It wasn't sure. It sounded like it could be somebody else's please. We're going to get into the injury. The problem is he's hurt this game. He will not return. And I think that's going to hurt Hood. Because one thing about B-Dot is Hood is his force field. I mean, B-Dot is Hood's force field.
Yes.
He protects him. B-Dot goes down, that's problems. But Hood is not going to let that impact him this play, this drive. He's going to throw a touchdown pass to D-Boy, putting Rep City in the lead, 19-14. Great play by Hood, following up with a touchdown after B-Dot goes down.
You know, one of their guys go down, that doesn't slow them down, that actually makes them go and play harder out there, and Hood is able to find a way to score in this play. They need to keep this up because this is the way that they need to go ahead, go moving forward.
Woodlong is unable to score, and they're going to punt the ball back to Rep City. And Hood is going to follow that up with a deep pass to Travis for the touchdown. Give him Hood his third touchdown pass of the day, his second touchdown pass. He had one running to extend the lead, 26-14. Great play by Hood, finding Travis, making plays, great play.
And this is a good addition to Rep City's team. Travis been playing big the last couple of games. He has an interception on defense the last game, a couple touchdowns here and there. He has 2 in this game. Is this another emerging player for Rep City that they picked up? Who knows? But these are plays that they need to make to win games like this.
Gerard is going to get the ball back for Woodlong. He's going to get sacked by Victor. Victor's third sack of the day. Victor been playing big. He has 3 sacks, forcing Woodlong to turn the ball over. They give the ball back to Hood. Hood is going to have a huge run here for the first down, but unfortunately, Rep City's not able to score, but they run the clock. And Woodlong is going to get the ball back, unable to score to end the game, 26-14. Big win by Rep City, coming together. And now we're going to give you the report. Unfortunately, B-Dot has a torn Achilles. He's done for the season, and his career is in jeopardy because that's one of the hardest injuries to come back from. He tore his Achilles, like I said, on that play in the second half. Unfortunately, he's down. And what happens to Rep City now? What happens to Hood? What happens to these players when you lose your toughness? B-Dot is their toughness. He's their bully. And when you lose him, what happens to the rest of your team?
And that's a core of I would say that's a good piece of the heart of this team. Because B-Dot got to the All-Star game by giving Hood that extra time that he needed, and also one of their main blitzes on defense. He was able to get through opposing blockers on other offenses, so that's a big piece of your team that you lose, you know? So, I mean, I don't know how they're going to move forward. This is something that they didn't need at this point. They played well today, but they lost a big piece of their team.
Now they got a big win. They're 2-2, and they beat a very good Woodlawn team. It's on them to turn around. Forget your chip in casino. Forget all that other stuff and represent the next this whole season to B-Dot. We're going to have a man-down thing right now. The league is in man-down stage. We're going to have some things up. Hoping B-Dot get a speedy recovery. We're going to have live talks from the players. A lot of prayers out there. And with God putting his breath into B-Dot, I'm pretty sure B-Dot will have a speedy recovery. And now Woodlawn, big loss. We saw them shoot out everybody. They started 3-0, now they're 3-1. This is a big loss on a team that they should have beaten.
Yes, this is a team that they were supposed to run through the way that they've been doing it the same way to other teams. They didn't look the same way. They were kind of surprised by Rep City's defense and their tenacity. And I feel like this is something moving forward. Can they get through teams to actually play hard like this? Is it that the other games were too easy for them, and now that they're being challenged, they don't like physical play? I mean, are these things that I'm hitting the nail on, that they don't like being physical? Rep City was physical in this game. Maybe that's the difference maker when it comes to playing Woodlawn.
Well, we've seen Gerard, he got sacked 4 times. You can't do this if you're the quarterback. This hurts your team. You got to make plays for your team, and he doesn't make plays here, and now this team looks ordinary. They look like they was jumping out there with the Carvers, with the Gettis, and now they look like they can be beat. If Rep City beat you with their energy, what's going to happen to other teams that have more talent? So we're going to have to see what happens. Hopefully, Woodlawn can turn it around. But like I said, we go back to what you with B-Dot. B-Dot tore his Achilles. He's done for the year. You heard the pop on the video. He's out. And what is going to happen to Hood? Hopefully, this can motivate Hood. He was a comeback player of the year last year, but that was because of his all-star offensive blocker.
Yeah.
You lose that man, what's going to happen? Is he going to be more likely to want to take off and run because he doesn't have the extra time? Is he going to try to show he can do it without B-Dot and go downfield? What's going to happen? I think Hood is going to have to adjust his game, and somebody else on this team is going to have to step up. Charlie's going to have to be the coach. Not just say you're the coach. Be the coach and figure out what your team's going to do, or you might as well tank the rest of the season because it only gets harder.
Yes, and the thing about it is a coach has to strategize. He has to adjust the defenses so that they can play the teams according to who they're playing against. They have to adjust the offense because now they lost their biggest blocker out there. Now they have to adjust the offense to play without him. So this is something that coach has to do. This is his job, and to see if he actually does it or not, we only can wait and see.
We're going to have to see what happens next week. Next game up, we're going to have Riot Squad versus Raw. Riot Squad comes in 0-2-1. 0-2-1. And they have not been the team that we expected them to be. Pig has not been on the radar. He's really kind of dropped down from his defensive player of the year he was last year. But this team does have help coming. They added Ak, Ouija, and LJ. Ak gives them another linebacker to play with Pig over the middle. Great pickup for them. Even though Ak is not really going to give you interceptions, but he is a grinder, he's a hitter, he makes plays. Ouija gives you a playmaker, but he's not what he used to be. And then you got LJ, who can launch the ball out the field, gives you a great guy to throw the ball off. These additions should help Riot Squad get better. I don't think that they added a playmaker with them guys. They added nice role players, but is that going to get them over the hump? I don't know yet. Raw comes in 2-1, and Casey has been looking like the quarterback of the year. Casey's never going to light up the radar gun with his arm. He's never going to put up big numbers, but he's going to get the job done, similar to an Alex Smith. With that quick pump, with his moves to get out the pocket, this guy is definitely a playmaker. And you add Joel and Macho to this offense, and Raw looking like a top team in this league.
And Casey is just getting the job done when they need him to. He's not lighting up the score like you said, but he's making the throws that he needs to make. He's not a downfield quarterback, but he does what he needs to do. He gets the ball to his players, and you have guys playing big for him, like Macho and Joel. You also have Bobby playing on defense, making a couple of plays on his own. So this team has been playing big when they needed to. They look totally different from the team that they were last year, and it's showing right now.
And you got to say that Jimmy, their coach, is up there for coach of the year because he completely turned around this rah-rah team. Now they're playing organized, they're playing manageable football, and they're winning games. So let's see what happens in this game coming up next. Casey's going to start with a short throw to Chris, who runs extra yards, and followed up 3 plays later with a touchdown pass to Pito, 7-0. Pito's another good addition to Casey. Finds him in the end zone. Great playmaker by Casey to put the touchdown in.
And this is a good way to start off the drive. A quick touchdown pass to Casey. Starting off with a good drive. He's able to find Pito, getting him on the board early. It's a good pickup, like you said. And this is Casey actually getting the job done very early in the game.
Unfortunately, we're going to see Rudy's receivers once again not help Rudy out. Rudy's going to throw deep to Robert, but it's going to be broken up by Macho to force Riot Squad to turn the ball over to end up punting. Robert got to help his quarterback out. Go get the ball. Don't allow it to be broken up by Macho. Make a play. That's what you wanted. You wanted to be able to go downfield. You got to make this play. They're going to end up punting. Raw's going to get the ball back. You're going to see Joel here with a nice run. Joel's a playmaker. This dude is a grinder. He reminds me of McCoy from Philly. You get the ball, this guy the ball in space, he's going to make the first man miss, and he's going to make big plays. A few plays later, Casey's going to use that motivation to throw a pass in the middle to Pito. Pito already scored a touchdown pass. He already caught the ball in the middle here. He's playing well, and Casey's going to follow it up the very next play with a nice pass across the middle for the first down to Joel. And now you see Casey moving the ball, chopping up the field like we said he does. He's going to use the 2 plays later, find Pito in the end zone, 14-0. Great drive by Casey moving this offense.
Is this another target that Casey has acquired in Pito? He's been hitting them a lot in this past couple drives. He has 2 touchdowns now, a couple of big passes. He's able to move the ball with Joel. It seems like Riot Squad has no answer to Raw's offense right now.
Rudy's going to get the ball back and have a short pass to Tone, who's going to make a big gain after the catch. but Riot Squad is unable to score. 14-0 going into the half, and once again, this Riot Squad offense looks dead. We haven't really mentioned Pig. Pig has not been the player that we expected him to be, taking a step down this year, and this offense has not been moving. You can't say it's Rudy. Rudy makes the throws, he makes the run. He just has no help on this offense right now.
I feel like the offense just is not clicking. You look at the whole offense when you look at it this way. Sometimes you have to pull the blame, point the blame to everyone, and you can't just put Rudy out of it. Sometimes he doesn't make the throws that he needs to. Right now, the offense is just not clicking. They need to fix it if they want to win this game.
Well, Riot Squad is going to get the ball in the second half, and Rudy's going to make the great play action pass, go deep to Robert, who drops the ball. You can't say, get me the ball, I want the ball, I want to make the playmaker, and drop this ball. You need to just be quiet and play a game, because you had an opportunity to make a big play, and you're not able to do it.
This is a play that you can't afford by a player that's actually very loud about, getting the ball. You get the ball here, you don't make a play. This is something your offense can't afford.
Rudy's going to get blitz and do what he does better than any other quarterback in the league and run with a nice game for the first down. And on fourth down, he's going to throw the receiver in the end zone, and the receiver's going to stop running, turning the ball over. Why are you not helping your quarterback? He needs help. Y'all wanted him to throw, but you're not making plays. Turnover.
And how can that was a clear route-based pass? How can you stop running on that route and not get that ball? I mean, what are you on the offense for if you're not going to go after the ball? That was a perfectly thrown ball. You can't ask for nothing better than that. Unfortunately, the receiver's not playing for his quarterback right now.
Riot Raw going to punt the ball back. They're unable to move the ball, give the ball back to Riot Squad. On fourth down in the red zone, Rudy's going to get rushed on fourth down and throw the pass to London, but it's going to be dropped in the end zone for a turnover. Once again, we see his receivers not helping him out. We've seen Robert drop the ball. We've seen the receiver stop running, and now we see London not able to make the catch, killing his drive, and now it's basically like you don't want to win this game.
And this has been what's been going on for them this whole season. I mean, their guys are not playing well. They're not making the plays that they need to. Rudy, when he does make the passes that he needs to, they're not coming up with the ball. Sometimes they're a perfect passer. You can't ask for anything better from him, and they're not making the plays that they need to. What can you say when you're Rudy right now?
Raw's going to get the ball back, but unable to move it and punt, giving the ball back again to Riot Squad. Remember, the score's only 14-0. Rudy's going to throw deep to a wide open Tone, but Tone drops the ball. What are you doing? You better put Rudy on suicide watch right now, because I would kill myself after the way my guys help. I feel like I'm alone. I might as well commit suicide on my own, because they're not helping me.
And the unfortunate thing is, it seems like Riot Squad is actually playing good defense. They actually stopped them since the half started. They haven't scored any points. Talking about Raw, they haven't been able to move the ball. They've been stopping them.
Well, I think Riot Squad has something to say about that. They decided to allow Raw to help them stop themselves. So it seems like it's Raw versus Riot Squad versus Riot Squad versus Riot Squad, because there's nobody helping them out. They seem like they want to give them back the ball. Rudy's going to fire it up, toss the ball into the end zone, and it's going to be broken up by the guy you was talking about earlier, Bobby, with a great defensive play to stop this Riot Squad from scoring. Riot Squad, Raw's going to end up punting, giving the ball back to Riot Squad, and once again, Riot Squad do what they did all day, which is nothing. They get stopped, 14-0. We're going to have Raw with the big win, and Riot Squad 0-3-1. And the only reason they got that one was because against the Browns, Poopa got ejected. So they held them to 6 points. Riot Squad looks dead. They look like they don't have no riot in them, and they look like they're not here to play ball. Pig is a defensive player of the year, but he needs to throw that out the window, because he's a nothing player of the year this year. He's not showing us nothing. He's not leading this team. Rudy's looking frustrated. Robert wants the ball, but he's not making plays. How do you want the ball, but when you get it, you don't make plays? 1 + 1 is 2. You want to put the ball, make some plays, and he's not doing that.
There's a lot of unsatisfied people on this team, and the funny thing is, everybody's unsatisfied about their own situation, not coming together and not working to try to fix the mistakes that they have on this team. Mainly, I look every game that I watch Riot Squad, it's drop passes, drop passes, drop passes. So no matter what you say about Rudy, when he does make the plays that he needs to, they're not playing for him. They drop passes too much. How can you put points on the board when you're not coming up with the ball?
And then you add 3 guys, one that's not there to help you. He's there to throw the ball off, which is LJ. He's a decent tight end, but he's not a big playmaker. You pick up Rudy, you pick up Ouija, but Ouija's past his prime. He's not the PlayStation player we know. Or his Violators wouldn't have let him go, or they would have left. He's not a playmaker anymore. And Op drops picks. So you added guys who are good pieces, but you have no puzzle. So you added pieces to a puzzle that don't exist. So now you're 0-3 and you have nobody to blame but yourself. But let's not take nothing away from Raw. Raw looked good today. They look like a team, but we heard Eddie was added to the team on the roster. They have 21 men. They have to cut somebody. And I think Eddie is a distraction. I think he's a great player. I think he has experience. But I think he's so worried about the league. He's so worried about the pot. He's so worried about other things that he's going to cause distractions. And I've been told the rest are just going to flag him. And now that hurts your team because now it takes you back to being the Raw team of last year.
And I feel that this is something that they can't afford to make a step backwards when they've been doing so well these past couple games. They're 3-1 now.
Yes.
So now they're a team to talk about. They have they have a good offense. They get the job done. Their defense plays hard. They're physical. They're fast. They play well together. So this is not a time to take a step back. They can't afford this moving forward. Hopefully they can fix this little issue that they have, because they're looking good right now.
As long as they all stay on the same page and Jimmy controls this team could be dangerous because they play with some of the most energy in the league. And when you got a guy like Joel who can score anytime he touches the ball, that's definitely a weapon. You have Macho, who got some of the best hands in the league. He's a 2-time BQFL offensive player of the year. He also went to the All-Star game in his first year in the UFL. So these are definitely playmakers. And Casey puts the ball on top. He's not going to make a lot of mistakes. He's only going to make the safe throws. And when he continues to do that and they move the ball, this team is dangerous. So I think they're their own worst enemy. If they can stay on the same page and do what they do, this team can beat anybody, which they showed earlier this season by beating IOD.
14 points that he put up in this game, that's all that they needed. He got the job done. He did his job. He's not going to overextend himself. He's going to play the way he needs to play and go with a win and go home. That's his job. This is 9 to 5. He does what he has to do and then leaves. He's not a big shining player, a big, big time player, anything like that. He's just a all business guy, and this is something that they need. It works for them, and they get a win from it here.
All right, we're gonna have to see what happens. But once again, Raw with the big win. They're 3-1. Next game up, we have a goodie. Browns versus Reckless. And what makes this game good is we see the debut of Rebels quarterback Manny. Manny's known for putting up big numbers, but the problem that he's been having is he has not been able to win in the A in the BQFL. And his brother figured that Manny needs the time away from the team just to get a mix of new players. The Browns are a different team. They ran by Coach Jingles, a more hands-on coach than Hatchet is, the coach of the Rebels. And I think a new atmosphere is going to help Manny out. He also brings Darryl, he brings Junito, and he also brings Mills. So that them Rebels players, also with Wise, are able to, I think, to take the Browns to the next level.
And I feel that this is something that the Browns may have needed. So this is probably just a marriage of two sides coming together and amalgamating. This is probably something that'll get Browns over the hill, because they've been coming up just short the last couple of seasons. Maybe this is what does it. Maybe this was the move that they needed this whole time.
And before we get into Reckless, we're going to go to Dawn, and she's going to tell us who's not here, the big impact player that's not here today.
For Reckless, Bishop will not be present for unknown reasons. Mimi will be out with a leg injury but should play next week. Prodigy will make his return in this game. For Browns, Buku will not be present for personal reasons. Ben Manny, quarterback of the Rebels, and Wise will make their debut as quarterback and tight end in this game. Back to you, Jay.
Well, those are some big players. You don't have Puka for the Browns. You don't have Bishop or Mimi for Reckless. Mimi was there, but he was hurt. Bishop wasn't there. Those are big players that bug knees in order to get this offense going. We still haven't seen Mimi and Bishop play together on the same field this season. But Mimi came, which qualifies him to be locked into the roster with Reckless. But them two players not being here, that's going to hurt. But they do get Prodigy back.
They do get Prodigy back, and hopefully that's enough to get them through this game, because Bishop and Mimi are two of, you would say, main guys on that team. That's how they play, and to have them not in this game against the Browns, it might hurt them in the end. So we can only wait and see if they can get through this game.
Well, we're going to jump into the game and see what happens. On the first play, that bug throws. He throws deep to Black and is picked off by Trev. That is 10 interceptions in this fourth game. 10 interceptions in 4 games. Wow. Come on, man. That's too many. He's in double digits for interceptions in 4 games.
That shows that he's not concerned about that.
Like Brett Favre.
Yeah, I mean, he's not concerned about that. As long as he gets the points on the board, he's going to get through the interceptions. He feels he has faith in his team that they're going to get him back the ball and get another opportunity to score. And this is how it's been. This is Bug day in, day out. So why even challenge this now?
Manny's going to throw a nice pass on his first pass of the league. He's going to throw a nice pass on the sideline. And he's going to follow up those Louise in end zone, but it's picked off by Sean. I'm pretty sure the Browns didn't bring him here for this. I've played with Manny. When Manny is comfortable, he can light up the score. He threw 50 touchdowns in the BQFL in 9 games. So the guy can't put up numbers, but he's a little nervous here. The game is a little faster. He's going to throw an interception here to Sean, giving Reckless the ball right back. Bug is going to throw a nice pass to Rico near the red zone, but Reckless is going to get called for cursing, which is going to take them yards back and kills the drive. Reckless is going to have to punt, giving the ball right back to this new Browns offense. Manny's going to get blitzed and throw the ball 250, but it's going to be intercepted by Just. Manny's second possession, he throws another interception, and that got to be harder for you, this defense. To see a quarterback that you just picked up, remember they don't got Reggie, Puka's not throwing anymore, the quarterback is Manny, and he throws another interception.
Yeah, but this is something that you can't necessarily get mad at when a new quarterback comes. Never played with this team before in this league. You know, it's a new atmosphere. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get the quarterback comfortable, and you see that he's still not comfortable yet.
Reckless is unable to capitalize. They're going to turn the ball over, giving the ball back to the Browns. Rico's going to blitz Manny on 4th down, just misses the sack, and he's going to throw the ball 250, but in the back of the end zone, but it's going to be broken up by Just. Great play by this defense. Like I said, it's moving a little too fast for Manny. He's not comfortable yet. He's looking for 50 in the back. It's going to be broken up by Just. Reckless is going to get the ball back and have to punt, and that's going to take us into the halftime 0-0. How this game is looking.
I mean, it looks like Reckless is attacking man. They're attacking him off the bat. That's the best way you go for a quarterback that's new to the team, new to the league, getting used to everything. You don't give him a chance. You attack him early, and throw him off throughout the rest of the game.
Second half, Manny's going to throw a nice pass at 50 near the 10-yard line, and followed up 2 plays later with his first UFL touchdown pass to Wise, who makes a great catch in the end zone, putting them up 7-0. Now, for all y'all didn't know, Manny won a championship in the UFL his first year when it was in Brooklyn. So he knows the game. It's just a little faster now with the blitz, with the 4-rush count. It's faster. So he goes to the guy he's comfortable with, Mr. Wise, who I like to say Brett Favre because he got the salt and pepper here, but he makes a great catch here, showing the ability to impact. And what's great about this is we had a lot of people that said when Wise played with Carver last year, he was over the hill. He didn't play well. They didn't really want him. He went back to the Rebels and actually helped that team get to the championship. And he's back with his quarterback, making plays. Now he's comfortable, 7-0. Next series, we're going to have Bug throw the pass to Just in the end zone, but it's going to be dropped. So we talk about Bug throwing interceptions, but all season we see his receivers kill him with drop passes, which is why he ends up forcing the ball to make plays, and he turns it over. This is on Just. You got to make that catch.
And that's to show that this is on the whole offense. Sometimes Bug does force passes, but then you see why here. You make have receivers dropping balls. You can't afford that, and this is what throws the quarterback out of rhythm.
On the next drive, Los is going to blitz Bug while getting blocked 2 guys, and Bug is going to still end up getting sacked by Los. You got to be able to get away from this blitz. Los is a great blitzer. He definitely has a lot of strength. He's going to get Bug for the sack here, and the Reckless is going to be having the punt. Manny's going to get the ball back for this Browns offense, and he's going to throw the pass in the middle, but it's going to be picked off. Manny's 3rd interception of the day. What do you think this defense is thinking? You brought this high-power quarterback. He supposedly won chips before. He's supposed to be the replacement of your original quarterback, Reggie, and he's doing more mistakes, mental mistakes, than Reggie ever made.
Yes, at this point you could say, okay, well, he's not comfortable. You could say whatever you want, but this late in the game, it just looks bad. So I don't know if it was a mistake bringing him in. It's hard to say that on the first game, but it just doesn't look good right now.
Bug is going to finally get his team back in the game with a touchdown pass to the wide open Lala, 8-7. Reckless is going to take the lead. Great play, getting them back in the game, and this team is right back in it. Bug scores.
And this is what happens when you have players do make plays for you. Bug was able to put points on the board just in time. They actually take the lead finally. They've been struggling throughout the game. Now it looks like they're trying to take it over. They put points on the board here.
Manny's going to get the ball back, and he's going to get blitzed by Rico, but then sacked by Chris. Chris has been playing well. He left that reloaded team, or the KDW team. He's here with records, and he's impacting the game. Big sack here on Manny. Great play by Chris. But Manny's going to follow it up with a great throw to Junito in the end zone for the touchdown, 13-8. This is why they broke. This is what he does. He puts points up. Great throw by Manny, 13-8.
And it shows that sack didn't necessarily affect him. It didn't slow him down on that drive. He's able to find Junito here. If this is how Manny's going to play, making plays like this, then you take back all the said about him being a mistake coming to this team. This is a match made that the Browns need if he plays like this.
Well, that's Buggy's going to follow that up with a touchdown pass of his own. Finding Just for the touchdown. Just is playing well this season, 14-13. Right back in the game is this reckless team, and they're hyped right now.
And it seems like now they're starting to go back and forth. We didn't see no offense in the first half of the game. Now we're seeing the offenses take off. It seems like both quarterbacks are comfortable and they're ready for a shootout to the end.
Manny's going to get the ball back. Remember, they're down 14-13. And Manny's going to get sacked again by Chris. Chris, second sack of the day. But 2 plays later, Manny's going to throw a bomb to Binky down in the end zone for the touchdown. Look at this throw. One thing I can say about Manny, he throws a deep bomb better than any quarterback in this league now. He throws it better than Bruce, he throws it better than Vito, because with him, it's all arm. He can step in, all the other quarterbacks is arm. Bruce throws with his arm, Vito throws with his arm, Manny puts his whole body into it, and when he's throwing like this, I don't care how good your coverage is, you're not going to make this play. Great throw by Manny, 20-14.
And this is an impressive throw. This right here, if you look at this play, not even look at the whole game, you look at this play right here and you'll see exactly why they got Manny. This is a throw that only he can make when they need him to make it. And this is one thing that you have him here for.
Buggy's going to get the ball back. Remember, they're down 20-14. He's going to throw a nice pass apology, but he's going to get blitzed here by Lowe's. He's going to throw the ball away, end the game, 20-14. Great play by this Browns team. Great pickup. They pick up Manny. Manny threw, I would say he threw 3 touchdowns. He also threw 4 interceptions. That's not going to get the job done, but he puts points up. He did what he had to do. First time playing with this team. Never played with this team before. Got the points. And what else can you say? What else can you say?
I mean, he put the points up when they needed it to, and he let the defense play their game. So yes, he kind of turned over the ball a lot, but you know, when you have faith in your defense, that says a lot, knowing that they're going to give you another opportunity. It's okay, I made a mistake, get me the ball back, and I'll make it happen, and this is exactly what happens. This is the type of relationship you need between your quarterback and your defense.
We're going to get an interview here with Jingo, our first interview of the season. He's going to interview with me on the sideline. Let's get to it.
No, go ahead.
Ready? Go. Stephen J, I'm here with Jingo, coach of the Browns. Great win today. How would you say Manny, what grade would you give Manny today?
I give him a B, new team. You know, we just starting to gel together. So I just give it a B. We're good with that.
What happened with the situation with Reggie that now we see you with Manny? Is Manny a starting quarterback?
Well, Manny's my starting quarterback. The situation with Reggie, he really didn't have time. And he didn't know if he wanted to retire or not, so you got to move forward a little bit. Reggie is still family. You know, Reggie would have came out here, he would definitely came out here, but Manny's a starting quarterback. We're moving on, and that's what we're doing.
The pickup of Wise this season, Manny, seen you pick up Mills. What do these players bring to the Browns team that you were lacking last season?
Well, actually, a lot of playoff experience. And that's just about it. Isn't it playoffs experience? I get to tighten my defense a little more. I get to work with a quarterback that I can help mold that's going to be great coming up soon. He's going to be great. You know, he just needs a little bit of mold. He's going to be great. You've seen that today there. So I think the sky's the limit for us. Once we gel, it's going to be a problem.
Well, you just hit on my next question. We saw Manny throw a game-winning touchdown, but we saw him throw 4 interceptions today. What do you think you can do to better Manny's game? Because a lot of people say he's not on that top-tier Fish, Chuck level. He has a talent, but he's not there. What do you think you can do to get him there?
Oh, you know, just teach him patience, just the minor things. That's all he just has the minor things he has to do. You know, just the small little footwork, and right now just recognizing who his receivers is. It's just the minor things he have to do there. He's already there. Right, so I don't have to do much. Just different plays, show him a different formations, and he has it right there. Once he calms down and sees what's going on, Fish and Chuck and them, they're going to be looking at him.
We seen Puka was your starting quarterback this season. Now you got Manny, but Puka wasn't here today. Do you think that's going to affect Puka's playing time at quarterback? I mean, you said Manny's your quarterback. Is Puka going to be okay knowing that you turned over the reins to, well, while we would think a better quarterback? Because basically what you're saying, you putting in Manny, meaning he's a better quarterback than Puka. How do you think he's going to handle that?
Oh, he's going to love that. Oh, you know, because, you know, it's less responsibility, even though Puka loves the responsibility. But he gets to play ball now. He gets to run around. Those two together? Oh, my goodness. He's going to love them. They're going to love each other. That's going to be a marriage made well. And we're a Browns team. We're not selfish. We're happy for everybody.
Last question. Your team has one loss in the last 2 seasons.
And we have one tie now.
One tie. So right now, you're 3-0-1.
We lit.
The last 2 years, you have the best record in the league.
Of course.
But the question is, people say y'all a regular season team.
Regular?
You do that all season, you get to the chip. First year, you went to the Western Conference, lost. Second year, last year, you went to the chip and lost. Why should we expect different from your team?
Look at my quarterback. Everything's different starting from there. Look at all of that. Look at my players coming through. You just changed. You only changed for the positive.
Yes.
So that's coming through right there. So it shouldn't be a problem. We should be right in there with no pressure. Right here in the UFL. That's what we're going to do with the Browns. Next step, chip.
Right, we're going to thank Coach Jingo for being here with us. I'm Stephen J. We're going to see y'all next week at the hood too, man.
Everybody.
To the Browns, man.
Happy holidays.
As you see, he's confident. And one thing when I talked to the defense off of camera, they said that they had Manny's back, which is a little different from the Rebels team. They said that they was riding with him. They knew he was new. They had his back 110%, and they were going to do exactly what they needed to do to help him out, and they did that. They were able to make plays, give Manny the ball. They never complained with the interceptions, and they were able to come out with the win. And if you have that, Manny should be comfortable knowing that this team got his back.
Yes, and that's all that it is, confidence. When the quarterback is confident that his team is going to back him up, no matter how many mistakes he makes, that makes the quarterback play better, that makes him play harder, and that makes him more productive at the end of the day. This is the type of style that Manny is. This is the type of style that Manny has to have his team back him up whenever he makes a mistake, and then he capitalizes afterwards. If this is how they're going to play, I think they may work out throughout the season.
Definitely, this defense is going to be trouble. They make plays here. They didn't have Puka. They added Mills. Once Mills gets used to their system, that's going to take them to the next level. They got Darryl. They got Junito. Wise definitely brings in some experience. And then you add Breezy. You add Hot Rod. You add Trev. This is a dangerous team. And when Jingo putting all the cogs together, they're going to be deadly. Right now, they go to 3-0-1. And on the other side, you have Reckless, who is 1-3, but he already thrown 10 interceptions. Can't make these mistakes. They didn't have Bishop. They didn't have Beanie. So you can give them that. But 10 interceptions in 4 games is way too much.
He's one person that isn't scared to force a pass, but sometimes that comes back to bite you, because when you give the other offense a chance to get back on the field, that puts you behind. Now you have to play catch up. So sometimes it's good to make it safe. Sometimes it's good to just punt the ball away. You know, try your best to keep yourself from turning the ball too early or too often, and maybe then you give your team a chance to stay alive in the game.
Well, they're going to have to get it together. They're 1-3. It's not looking good right now. Bug is throwing too many interceptions, but they got Prodigy back, which we thought he was going to be out longer. They got Bishop and Mimi going to be back next week. So this team should be okay. They just got to keep it together. Buck got to look for the open receivers. But they've been dropping balls all year. I'm not going to put it on Buck. He's trying to make plays happen. Buck has won quarterback of the year. He has been to the All-Star game. So he can do it. When you're dropping passes, then Buck tries to do it on his own and he turns the ball over.
Me personally, I don't like the catch-up game that they play every season. It's like they start off slow and then they catch on. They win 5 games in a row, 4 games in a row, and they, you know, they do better as the season goes along. But you want to start off good early because that affects the seeding later on. All of these games are important, so you want to start off good early. They don't do that here. This is another game where another year they have to play catch up. Sometimes that doesn't always work out the same way as last year. So why take this chance? You have to play well early. They need to fix this now because it may not look good if they keep playing this way looking forward.
We're going to have to see what happens. Like I said, Manny made his game debut, his UFL debut this season in the Bronx. He already won a championship with the Nighthawks in the first year of the UFL. So definitely he's getting the ball moving, and let's see what happens with this team the rest of the season. Next game up, we got the game that everybody was pretty much waiting to see, the first game of the season. Carver versus YMM. It's always a goodie because Carver plays with YMM. They're usually on the same team. In this league, they got their own teams. And it's like, YMM wants to beat them. You know, they don't want to bow down to nobody. They're trying to build the YMM brand. They feel Carver's their brothers, but it's like the little brother wanted to beat the big brother. So you got to ask yourself, is Nelson ready for this type of game going up against Chuck, who is tutoring him, but we haven't really seen Nelson be able to move up to the next level.
And I feel Nelson is one of the keys to this team. The way he plays is how this team is going to look. If he plays bad, then the team is not going to do much better. If he plays good, then the team has a high chance of winning their games. So it's all about him. Sometimes you have to look at him and you can see what direction this team is going. And right now, it hasn't been anything good. Nelson's been struggling throughout the season. For whatever reason, he hasn't been looking good, and it's hurting the team. The team also has, you know, some inner turmoil. This is not the time for it when they're playing against a team like Carver Mount.
Well, we're going to go to Dawn and see who's not here, the key players out today.
Boo Boo of Carver Mount will not play this game for personal reasons, but everyone else on his team will be present. For YMM, Brown Jesse, aka Kaka, and Brandon will be late, but will definitely play in this game. Back to you, Jay.
Wolf, as you can see, Boo Boo's not here today. Jay's done for the year. He's not playing with Carver. Then you have in YMM, you're going to have Brandon, who's going to get there late, Jesse, who's going to get there late, and Brown is going to get there late because they had a championship game. It was 7-1-8 with underrated, which they end up winning. We're going to have to jump in the game and see how it goes, but definitely those players are going to impact the game. Chuck is going to start off with a nice pass across the field, 2 west for the touchdown, putting Carver up early, 6-0. Way to start it, right away, touchdown pass by Chuck.
And this is typical Chuck. First drive, and ends up scoring early, getting the job done. YMM was not able to stop this drive. Maybe they'll stop the next one, but this is typical Chuck right here.
YMM is going to get the ball back, and they're going to have to punt, giving the ball back to Carver. Chuck's second series, he's going to have a great throw catch on the sideline by Johnny V for the touchdown. Johnny V must have found a fountain of youth. He's scoring points like he used to do in his prime. When I was watching, this is the Jerry Rice of football. And he's still doing it here, able to score for Carver 14-0.
And that was an impressive catch, not even going to his knees to go down for that ball. It was straight hands, right as low as his sneakers, he's able to pick it up while dropping on the ground and running to the sideline. Not too many people can do that, so everything that you hear about Johnny V is true.
Nelson is going to get the ball back. He's going to throw an incomplete pass in the middle. But if you look, Jeremy was open in the gap. And that's the problem with these two guys. They haven't been able to link up like they did last season. And this frustrating Jeremy, he wants the ball and Nelson cannot get it to him.
And out of all of the times when you hear Jeremy criticizing Nelson, this one time where he has a reason to criticize him. He was open. Nelson is not looking on his side. He's not seeing and spanning the whole field, and it hurts them on his drives.
Nelson's going to go deep to a wide open Rico to get them into the red zone. But he's going to follow it up a few plays later, looking for Jeremy in the end zone. Is going to be picked off by Angel, giving the ball back to Carver. They're already up 14-0, and these are the mistakes Nelson makes. It seems like the closer and closer he gets to the end zone, the smaller it gets, the more mistakes he makes, and this is another one.
And sometimes, not every quarterback is a red zone quarterback. This is where he struggles. And the closer he gets to the end zone, the harder it is to punch it in there. And this is where Nelson has to get better, because the red zone scores are sometimes the most important.
Chuck is going to have a nice pass here to Brandon. And on the next play, you're going to see Rico blitz and fights through man to get the sack on Chuck. and Carver was called for the holding, gonna end up turning the ball over. Rico's playing a defensive player of the year type game. He gets through Manny. Manny's a great blocker. Rico gets through him here, gets Chuck for the sack. Great play by Rico, doing his best to keep his team in the game.
And I feel like his moves to middle linebacker was probably one of the best moves he decided to make because he's shining out there. He's having a great season. He's playing big, impactful defense on their team, and this is something that Wyman needs right now.
Nelson's going to follow that up with a nice deep pass to a wide open Brandon from Wyman. And I always say Brandon reminds me of Deshaun Jackson. This guy's small, but he's fast and he wants the ball. He's not scared of the prime time, and he makes a big play here. Unfortunately, Wyman is not able to score as they get stopped giving the ball right back to Carver with Carver up 14-0. Chuck is going to throw another touchdown pass. This one, the cable guy. Chuck's third touchdown pass of the day, and now this firepower is too much for this YMM defense.
They're starting to run away with this game, and YMM is not able to answer. Their defense is not able to slow down Carver Mile. They stopped them for one drive, but that was it. It's been all Carver Mile throughout this game so far.
Nelson's going to scramble on a blitz and throw a nice short pass to Brown, who missed it. Who missed by Joe and runs it for extra yards. Brown is another guy. They got to get him in the offense. They got to give him the ball in space because this guy, not only is he one of the best return guys in the league, but he can make big plays out of small ones. He's going to throw the ball to Brandon in the front of the end zone, but Chris is going to stop him on the 1 yard line. Great play by the defense. Brandon trying to get more involved in the offense, and he's going to get stopped at the 1 yard line. Nelson's going to have the pass in the end zone dropped by Brandon as he tried to come back to him, turnover on downs. And if you're Brandon, you want the ball, you talk all this, you have all the swagger, got to make this catch. Doesn't hit, turns the ball over.
And this is the one time, anytime that Nelson makes a good throw, the throw that you need, you got to make sure you capitalize and get the ball because you can't afford to lose these opportunities. Carver Mile does not give you many, so when you have it, you have to take it. They lose it here.
Carver's going to get the ball back, and Chuck on 4 rushes is going to pump and get Lulu to jump. Let's see this jump. Chuck is going to scramble, throw a nice pass to Johnny V in the middle. And if he would have stopped him, this would have been 4th and long. Why are you jumping if you do that?
How many times have we seen this happen? Why are you going for the pump fake? Chuck is not, he's baiting you on the pump fake. He does it all the time. You should know Chuck by now. You played with him, so why are you falling for this pump? This would have caused him to, this might have been a turnover you needed to take over this game.
Chuck is going to follow up with a pass to Cable Guy who gets the first down. After that, Chuck is going to throw the ball to the Carver receiver here, who makes a great catch, putting them in the red zone, and Chuck is going to follow it up with a touchdown pass to Angel, putting them up 28-0. Great touchdown pass by Chuck, finding Angel.
And that great catch, that was by Ricky right there.
Wow.
That was a great catch, all hands. That was a play. That was a perfect throw by Chuck. Great catch by Ricky. That's just textbook Chuck. You can't ask for nothing better than that, and that's what leads to them scoring on this drive.
And let's look at that catch again by Ricky. Ricky's the guy who left the Violators, came to this team, Carver, said he didn't care what nobody think, and he's making plays. It's not like he jumped on a bandwagon. He make plays. Great catch here. Angel follows that up with a touchdown pass, giving them the 28-0 lead. Brandon Nelson's going to get the ball back, and he's going to get blitzed by Choker and sacked by Chris. Happy Feet, who they added to this roster, the former Spartan. He plays with Spartans in Brooklyn, but he also plays with Carver, giving Carver the win, 27-0, blowout win. Game was never close, and YMM is now 1-2, big loss to Carver.
And this is a game that they could have done a lot better on. A lot of plays, you know, Carver did play good, but a lot of plays it was YMM shooting themselves in the foot as usual. They shoot themselves, they stop themselves from making bigger plays. They're not connecting with each other on offense. They're not stopping anybody on defense. They're not communicating. This is something that we've been seeing a lot this season, and they need to fix it.
And I'm being told that we have a sideline interview with Rico, the captain of YMM. We're going to get to that right now.
What's going on, peoples? I'm here with Rico, captain of the YMM team. You took 2 tough losses today. What would you say is the problem with the core of the team now?
You know, we're having a hard time coexisting as a team. Individually, everybody's great, but as a team, you can be a division game. As a team, we look horrible. You know what I'm saying? But
the problem that we're hearing and people are asking about is, it seems like when y'all played with Carver, you were more in control with Pam's coaching. Now you're here with Caesar coaching. It seems like y'all out of control. So do you think the respect is different between coaches from the team?
Nah, the respect is not there. Like, you know, the problem is, Caesar's more leniency as far as like we're friends, like, off the field. So you know, she's let a little go by. But he's putting his foot down. He did what he had to do today. The second game we had it, we came up short, you know, but it happens. And then we played Carver. So, you know, that was a tough one.
A lot of people, another thing that we're starting to see in the numbers and back up what we're saying, everybody say that Nelson has the talent to be the next big thing. But we've been saying that for a few years. When we're going to sit down and say that he has talent, but he does not have the production in order to be a starting quarterback in this league?
Well, that's a tough question. That's a tough question. Nelson's holding himself back. There ain't nobody better than me. I don't care. I've been playing for 2 years right now. I put him in 6 leagues. I lost in 6 leagues. I'm losing another 6 leagues right now. Like, but when he starts winning, people just gonna watch us win championships. And that's a fact. So get ready.
Last question. People say control is a reflection of leadership. If you're the leader of the team and they're playing out of control, would you say that you're the one responsible for it?
Yeah. Because somebody got to be accountable. We losing as far as like a team because of lack of leaders. I'm one of them. Individually, like I said, everybody's athletic. Anybody that plays for Riot, man, is great on any team. But as a team, we can't get it together yet. It's going to get there. It's regular season. We're going to get there.
Last question. How do you fix it? You're 1-3 right now. How do you fix it in order to become a team that can compete with any other team in this league?
Well, everybody got to put their prods aside. Next week, come play. Nelson drives the caddy, whether he crashes or not, and we're going to win games. Today we did it. We lost our control. We was there, but emotions got big. We was playing Carver, and we played our Violators. 2 great teams. We let our emotions get over us. Tough losses. We're going to bounce back next week. Whoever's next week victims, y'all losing already. I guarantee that.
I want to thank Rico for being here with us.
Thank you, guys.
Stephen J, we're going to see y'all back on the site. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
As you can see, you know, one thing about Rico, he keeps it real. He's honest on how we feel. And right now they locked in with Nelson. When is it going to come to the time that you say, Nelson's a bust? The kid has all the talent in the world, but we've seen some quarterbacks be labeled the next coming, have all the talent in the world, and never exceed on that talent. He can make all the throws, he can make all the runs, but if he don't have it mentally, it's not going to happen. He had different quarterbacks in front of him. Fred has thrown for this team. Fred from Rays in Brooklyn thrown for this team. Reggie has thrown for this team. And you had Chuck throw for this team. So these are all the quarterbacks he had in front of him. They had Ralph throw for this team. The only one that seems not to be successful is Nelson. And I think it's because this kid is young. Because he's young, these other players do not respect him as they would an older guy, and they brought Matrix in, but it doesn't seem to be working. I don't think Nelson's the quarterback that's going to take this team to the next level.
So you don't feel like he's a good quarterback, or he's not a good mold for this team? Should he go somewhere else?
I think that he has the talent to be a great quarterback. But when the bullets are flying, you even heard his own teammates say that. When the bullets are flying, this kid makes bonehead mistakes. And these are mistakes that he should not make. He's a receiver, so he knows what his receivers need to do to get open. When you have Rico and Jeremy, there's no way you should struggle on offense. I don't care if you're calling plays for them. When you add a championship MVP in Matrix, he has experience. There's no way this team doesn't have weapons. You have weapons, but his numbers are not doing well right now. They're not putting up the points, and the receivers is not helping him. When you have Jeremy complaining every time he doesn't get the ball, he doesn't pat him on the back, he argues with him, that's definitely making Nelson regress.
And the thing about it is this, I feel like support is something that they lack. When a person does well, you acknowledge it, and you know, give them that type of, you know, that type of pat on the back or whatever. Sometimes it's hard out there. Sometimes all you want is acknowledgement. It don't seem like Nelson gets it when he does well, and when he does bad, they let him know about it every single time. Jeremy's one of his loudest critics. So I feel like a lot of times Nelson's not able to be as confident as he should be. But then again, he's supposed to be a person that's supposed to take over the helm, take charge, and he doesn't seem like that person just takes charge and has everybody follow him. So I feel like it's not only on him, I feel it's the whole team. there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of Chiefs and not enough Indians. I feel like they need to get on the same page and they need to follow one leader on offense, one leader on defense. Rico should be the leader on defense. Nelson should be the leader on offense. I don't see that happen as of yet.
Well, the issue with this team is C's the coach. We're talking about players, but C's the coach. And C's, if you're the coach of this team, you got to know that this team moves to the beat of your drum. No more being laid back. You got to let these guys know, and if the team is going to fold, it's going to fold. But being quiet hasn't helped you win yet. You won a championship, but you won a championship with Carver's players. YMM needs to build on their own. You have the talent at quarterback. Nelson is one of the most talented quarterbacks I see. But when is that talent going to progress on the field? And we haven't seen it yet. And he needs to turn it around. These teams need to grow up. Stop worrying about taunting the other team. Stop worrying about all the energy. Shut up and play football. That should be their motto. Shut up and play. And then you come to the defending champs who destroy you. They're your brothers off the field, but when they play you, they get the job done. I was the one that said Chuck is playing hurt. He looked better this game, but once again, Carver capitalizes on your mistakes.
Yes.
That's how they beat you. That play when Lulu jumped up when he didn't have to, that is a mistake. Yes. You cannot make mistakes against this team because they will bury you with it.
Yes.
There's no reason why you should be struggling against this team. You have the firepower to compete with them, but you're not smart enough to keep up with them.
And I look at it as this. One thing, I'm just going to end it with this. When I saw YMM come into this league, they were a team that not too many people knew. They were a rowdy team. They were a loud team. They were a me against the world team. But they played together. They played together. They didn't care about nobody else. And they rallied and battled through every team they played against. We don't see that same mentality.
Because they battle against each other.
Yes. They fight against each other. They're friendly with guys on the other side. Not to say that you can't, but when it's business, when you're playing with family, it should be family first and nobody else. We're coming here to win. We don't care what's in front of us, and it's not the same team anymore.
Everybody knows, similar to a Stephen A, similar to a Skip, I'm a YMM fan. He's a Cowboy fan, I'm a YMM fan. But you got to get on the team. And they can't keep saying, we need to, and not do it. People get tired of hearing we need to. You make teams step their game up because you talk too much.
Yes.
If you just go there and play ball, then you can beat these guys. But when you motivate them, why wake up a sleeping giant? And Carver, once again, dominates. Their offense scored 28 points, 27 points with no boo-boo. What do you do to stop this team? Okay, they got West and they got Cable Guy. You got to get physical with them. You got to get corners that's going to push them around, because if you let these guys run their routes, they're going to destroy you. And if Johnny V is scoring touchdowns, then you're in trouble.
Exactly.
Because you're telling me that Johnny V is the best player on this Carver offense. If Pams has him on the field, that means he's one of the players that can make plays, and they're unable to stop him. And now they add up Happy Feet, who's a great giver, who is also a playmaker. Now, Pam's got basically an operation to beat anybody. And what y'all got to do is capitalize on Carver's mistakes. Once again, I told you, to beat Carver, you got to make the receivers make the mistakes. And if you don't, and you give Chuck a free run, you're going to lose. Pressure Chuck. He can't run. He's not a running quarterback. I said it here. He cannot run. But when you go for that little pump, he's going to run and kill you. Those are the little mistakes you can't make.
Over and over again. They go for that same move, and it kills them in the end. Sometimes on plays that you could turn around the game, and you let Carver get a free pass by falling for the same mistakes that you usually do. There's nothing else to say at this point.
So now Carver's 3-0, but they got a big one coming up this week. They got the Gettis. And YMM is 1-1, and they got another game we're going to talk about versus IOD. Hopefully they're able to turn around and start this winning streak. Right now they're 1-2. Next game up, we're going to have the Gunners versus House Gang. House Gang just coming off of a loss. They got Sarge throwing for them now, and you know, they're looking like a team that's starting to get little guns moving and stuff like that, and they're trying to get the wheels turning. They play a Gunners team who got pushed around last week by YMM, their first game of the season, where their quarterback threw 6 interceptions. Before we get into the game, we're going to go to Don, who's going to let us know who's here and who's missing.
For House Gang, Swagger is out with a hip injury, but is hopeful to play next week. J-Star was not present in this game, but should return next week. The Gunners have all their current players present. Nothing else to report. Back to you, Jay.
Okay. You see Swag is out. That really hurts his team because he's definitely been doing well both sides of the ball. Shaq is not here, but it doesn't matter because Sarge is the starting quarterback. And Gunners, they're still a new team, so we're not sure of all their players yet. So, the Gunners this is a game House Gang should win. Sarge now has Moses on the team. House Gang signed Moses, who's a former MVP. So, when you got a weapon like Moses, there's no reason why Moses and JP shouldn't dominate the game.
And this is one thing about Moses. He's one person I would say is probably one of the most dominant people I've ever seen play in this league.
Little rusty. I mean, that was a few seasons ago.
Listen, it doesn't matter. The point is, if he's able to play at the same caliber
and get into game shape,
yes, then he's one person that's going to be hard to defend. He's just as fast as any of these guys out here, and he towers over them as well. And he's able to jump, so his wingspan is crazy. So it's hard to defend this person right here. So that should make Sarge comfortable, and that may make him go to him a lot.
Well, we're going to jump to the game and see what happened. And Sarge must have heard you, because on first down, Sarge is going to go deep to Moses for the touchdown. Moses just walking in the park, first game of the year, finds out with an end zone touchdown, great pass by Sarge. When Sarge has a big receiver, he makes things happen like he did with New Breed in Brooklyn, makes it happen here.
And this is trouble waiting to happen if you see Sarge going to Moses throughout the season. This will be a dynamic change to their offense if they're able to make this connection often. Moses comes out early with his first touchdown in the game.
Gunners are going to get the ball on fourth down. Vaughn is going to throw to number 7. The ball is going to be knocked away by Moses, but caught by number 12, Wayne, for the touchdown. 7-7. Great play for this Wayne guy. Reacting to the ball, finding the ball, touchdown.
I mean, is that Wayne or Ouija?
Ouija, I think it was Ouija.
Yes. So that was they scraped by on that offensive play. You know, they were able to still catch that ball, make it 7-6 points. So this is something that they were able to fix. That was a turnover waiting to happen. They made it into 6 points, so they get by in this one.
Sarge going to follow up with a nice pass to Moses in the middle, and Sarge goes to the back of the end zone to Moses, but it's being knocked away by Dave for the turnover. Remember, Dave is Bones' brother. He can jump too. He can make plays, stop Moses' head. Great play by Dave to turn the ball over. Vaughn is going to get blitzed by JP, and the pass is going to be tipped on third down. Gunners are going to have to punt. Sarge is going to get the ball back, and he's going to toss it up to Moses, but it's going to be tipped, but caught by Eric for the touchdown, 14-7. Eric finding the ball. We haven't talked a lot about Eric this past few seasons. He's stepping it up this year. Great touchdown by Eric.
Yes, he's been a big difference for this team. He's been playing well on both sides of the ball. This year I'm talking about. Yeah. So he's been playing well on defense. He's actually been a target for Sarge on offense the last couple games. And if he's able to play like this, who knows how well he'll be playing later on.
Carlos is going to get the ball. He's throwing now for this Gunners team. He's going to throw it in the middle to Caesar, who's going to tip it, and it's going to be caught by number 1, Matt, for the touchdown, taking us into that 14-13. Let's say that again. Carlos throws it to the middle to Caesar. Caesar tips it, and it's going to be caught by Matt. Touchdown, 14-13. Hey, sometimes Lady Luck on your side too, and things happen.
Yes, Lady Luck was on their side. Those are 2 touchdowns that they made off of tips. But still, touchdowns are touchdowns. Sometimes if you're the defender, if you put a hand on it, sometimes that's not enough. You got to make a play on it.
Vaughn is going to get the ball for the Gunners in the second half. He's going to throw the ball to Caesar on the sideline, but Eric with a nice hit for the incomplete pass, forcing the Gunners with a turnover. Eric is playing this shit. He had a sophomore slump. He had a great rookie year, sophomore slump, and it looks like he's stepping it up again. Great play by Eric here for the hit. Sarge is going to get the ball back and throw the ball in the middle of the JP, but it's going to be intercepted by Dave, a.k.a. Bones of the half. With the interception, giving the ball back to Gunners. Bones' brother making plays.
I mean, we should start to cease calling him Bones' brother because he's making a name for himself already. We should know him as Dave, wide receiver / cornerback of the Gunners.
Bones' brother.
We don't need to keep calling him Bones' brother anymore. He's actually playing well in his own right, so we don't have to always keep him in his own brother's shadow.
Vaughn is going to throw the ball deep to Matt in the end zone, but it's going to be dropped. He's going to follow up with nice blocking and toss it up in the end zone. It's going to be caught by Dave, not Bones' brother. You don't want him to call him.
I say he's not Bones' brother, but you don't have to keep him.
Who keeps his feet in bounds for the touchdown, and that looks like it might be a top play. It might be a top play. I don't know. It might be a top play. Great touchdown, 19-4.
Let's just give it to him. That's a top play right there.
Oh, I mean, you can see it on the side.
Yes, it's a top play.
Nominee. Top play nominee.
Yes, it's a top play nominee because this is a key score for the Gunners. He's able to keep his feet in bounds. He's able to catch that ball with Moses in the vicinity, still able to come down with it. That's a huge play for the Gunners. Maybe this is a play that they need to take over in this game.
On third down, Sarge is going to get the ball and throw the ball to Moses near the red zone. But they're going to follow up by getting stopped. Housegame's going to give the ball right back. And Gunners are going to get the possession and they're going to end up punting. Now remember, Gunners are up 19-14 right now. Housegame can score and seal this game. The last play of the game, Sarge is going to throw it in the end zone. But Eric never makes possession. The ball is going to be knocked away, and JP was open in the middle. Look at this zoomed-in play. JP was open. Sarge has to make that play. He has to know his money, guys. Eric is a good player, but if you're looking for the game-winning touchdown, I'm looking for JP or Moses. Those are my money men. Those are my playmakers. He doesn't go to them. Game over. Gunners with a huge upset, 19-14. Great win by the Gunners.
But if you look at this play again, who's the one that knocks his ball away? Who's the person that knocks his ball away?
Dave.
There you go. So, again.
Mini Bones.
Okay, all right. I'll give you Mini Bones.
Mini Bones
is good. Mini Bones is good. But this is a key play right there to save the game for the Gunners. I feel this is probably one of the plays of the day. It was key because if he wasn't there to knock that ball away, that was touchdown by Eric, and this would have been a win for Housegame.
Housegame now is 0-3. And they were supposed to win this game versus the Gunners. They have a big game against Riot Squad. They have to win the game. I mean, there's still a lot of football left. They can still get in the playoffs, but you need to beat this Riot Squad team. Both teams are old and forever, but with that one tie Riot Squad have, they have the lead over Housegame. So they need to get that win. And on the other side, the Gunners, they look very better this week. Much better, I should say. And Dave, Mini Bones, is making plays, and people need to watch.
Well, let's not go too fast and say they look much better. Because the 2 touchdowns that they had early in the game were off of tips.
Was it touchdown?
We were talking about Lady Luck, but Lady Luck is not going to always be for you as you progress in these games. It's not going to always happen. You can't count on a tip pass every single drive. So let's not say they look much better. Let's just say they scraped by on this one. They got lucky. And Dave did play big, so you give him the game ball in this game.
Lady Luck must like sitting on Gunner's lap because she was there with them all day.
Probably.
All day.
But I'm going to say this, though, with Housegame. I don't think Sarge is upset with this game. I think he's still smiling on his he was still smiling on his way home because now if Moses is able to come and play the way that he can play every game, I think that there's still hope for this team.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got a new toy. You know,
yes.
Moses is a new toy. You got JP, and you're going to get, hopefully, Swagger back healthy next week. And Swagger already showed that he can still play offense. So you do that, and you score some points, and anything can happen. So if I'm Sarge, I'm happy. But once again, this is a team that Housegame should have beat.
Yes, of course.
They can't take these losses right now. They're 0-4. They can't afford to take any more losses. They got to turn around and win some games. I mean, they did play the Browns and IOD, so they played the hard teams already. This is a game you should have won. You should have beat the Generals last week if it wasn't for Shaq's pick 6. So you got to sit down and say, who are we? What are we here to do? Sarge's not going to like the score. Slow it down. Think and duck. Get the ball to Moses and JP. Good things are happening. Gunners on the other side. Listen, you got your win. Your first win of the season. Turn it around. Keep going. Try to make that last wild card spot.
And that's all they can. That's all we can see. Say at the end of the day, they have to get their offense going. Sometimes they struggle. They got lucky, but hopefully they can put it together and put points on the board and actually earn it this time.
We're gonna have to see what happens next week. Next game up, you're going to have YMM versus IOD. YMM comes in just losing to Carver earlier today. And they have 1-2 right now. And IOD is coming in at 2-1. Definitely trying to get the ball moving. The only loss was to Raw. And they're trying to get it straight. Shody's going to start at quarterback, which is as long as Shody's starting at quarterback, this team should be fine.
And I feel like this is something that they learned from last season, that about splitting the games half and half. I don't think it works. I feel like it throws off the offense. I feel like Slasher or Shorty should start throughout the game because it works better for them.
Exactly.
And it shows. So I feel like they should stick to this as the season goes along.
Well, we're going to go to Dawn and she's going to let us know who's missing for today's game.
Go.
Gil of IOD is still out with the injury he suffered a few months prior. The rest of the team but be present and ready to play. YMM had all their players ready for their second game of the day. Back to you, Jay.
Well, as you see, Gettis still hurt. They haven't got him back yet. Hopefully, he's hoping he can make it before playoffs. And we're going to jump in right to the game right now. You're going to have Shorty starting off with a touchdown pass to Joel deep, giving him a 7-0 lead. Shorty attacking quick and often. Touchdown right here. Nelson's going to get the ball. Remember, you know, he struggled the first game. Hopefully he can pick it up this game. He's going to have a nice run to get near the end zone. And follow up with a nice pass to Bones, who makes a nice catch for the 7-7 tie. And if you look at this, this is going to be a top 5 play nominee. Great catch by Bones, who keeps his feet in. Similar to what we saw his brother do earlier. This is Big Bones. That was Little Bones. This is Big Bones. Great play.
And I feel like it shows because this is a little more, this is a more impressive catch right here. You can't take anything away from Nelson. He throws a perfectly thrown ball where only Bones can get it. This is all hands. This is a textbook receiver play right here.
Shorty's going to get the ball back for this ILD offense, and he's going to get sacked by Josh. ILD is going to end up getting stopped, giving the ball to YMM, 7-7 tie. Nelson's going to throw deep to Rico for the first down. He's going to follow up, throwing deep to Bones, but it's going to be intercepted by Oscar, giving the ball right back to this ILD team. Definitely, I don't know if it was a terrible throw by Nelson, but you got to make sure you can make this throw before you take the shot. ILD is unable to do anything. We're going to go to the half, 7-7 tie. Great game going on. On 4th down, Nelson's going to throw it deep to Matrix, but it's going to be incomplete and turnover. He could have gotten the first down, but he went to Matrix, and these are the mistakes that Nelson makes. Got to get the first down before you go for anything else. Shorty's going to follow up with a throw in the end zone to Costa, and he's going to be broken up by Roger. ILD is going to end up getting stopped. Great play by Roger there. Nelson's going to get the ball back. Remember, it's 7-7 tie. He's going to get a huge gain on a run for the first down, and this is what Nelson needs to do. He can take off. People don't remember that he can run, and he shows it here. Great play by Nelson with the run.
And it's funny with quarterbacks that are able to run, they sometimes take off often, and Nelson does not do that. He would prefer to make the throw, but sometimes you got to learn to take the ball in his own hands and run for as many yards as he can get.
YMM is going to end up getting stopped, not able to capitalize on Nelson's big run. Shorty's going to throw a nice pass to Andy for the first down, and because of illegal contact call by Brown, that's going to get them more yardage. Shorty's going to follow up to throw a wide open number 24 here, and I believe that's Clifford for the touchdown. Clifford with a great catch. Great throw by Shorty, 13-7.
And it seems like now that the ILD is starting to get their offense rolling, this is not a good thing for YMM because they're still struggling. They're still trying to keep up in this game. You don't want ILD to run away with it at this point in the game.
Nelson's going to throw the pass to Lulu for a short game, but Lulu's going to turn it into a 30-yard run, taking him all the way to the 20-yard line. Great play by Lulu. And Nelson's going to follow up 2 plays later with a nice pass in the middle to Rico, giving him a 13-15 in the game. Right now, YMM got the lead. Great playing by this YMM team.
And when they play like this and they're clicking, they're a hard team to play against. And this is something that they should look into and say, you know what, this is how we need to play every game coming in.
Shorty's going to follow up with a nice pass to a slanting Cass, who stays inbounds while running the clock, but pitches it to Brandon for the touchdown. 19-15. We know ILD is great at the pitch play. They know where each other's at. Great play right here. Touchdown.
And that was just a great throw by Shorty right there. That's just one of the throws that Shorty is able to make when he's fully focused and he's not coming out and he's playing throughout the whole game. He's one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in this league when he's playing from the beginning of the game to the end.
Nelson's going to throw a nice pass to Roger on the sideline, and YMM needs to score. Nelson's going to throw the pass right in the middle, but Lulu's going to miss this catch in the end zone, ending the game 19-15. You got to make this catch if you lose it. This is another loss. YMM is now 1-3. And who's this throw? Who's this? This is a bad throw or a bad catch? Miss ball.
No, this is not on Nelson. I looked at the play over and over again.
And we can look at it here.
Perfectly thrown ball right through Lulu's hands. I know this just crushes Lulu because he knew himself that he messed up on this play. This is not passes that you can afford to miss. Sometimes a quarterback makes mistakes. This is all on Lulu right here. That was a perfectly thrown ball. You can't ask nothing more of Nelson at that time.
And now ILD is 3-1, similar to what we seen them last year, taking control after that loss of Raw. They gets right back in it. And YMM is 1-3. And they're not looking good. They just took a loss to Carver. I think they played better this game, but ILD does not have the same firepower as Carver. YMM, I mean, Nelson threw a little better this game, but that big play to Matrix when he should have went for the first down, that hurt them. And then the ball deep to Bones that was intercepted by Oscar, you can't make those mistakes. You got to be able to put points up, and Nelson is struggling.
But at the end of the day, it hurts as well when you have receivers dropping plays like that one with Lulu. It hurts. So it's on the whole offense. They need to fix it because it's not only Nelson, it's their guys on offense as well. I feel like the offense is hurting them more than the defense. The defense plays when it needs to, but sometimes if you can't put points on the board, that's all she wrote.
And unfortunately, this is how it's going to be. I mean, YMM had a doubleheader. They go 1-3. They lose both games today. And they're looking to turn it around. They got to make better choices. C's got to get this team together. If not, they're going to be in the hole. IOD's taking control like they're supposed to. They're taking advantage of the team's mistakes, and they're banging the guys around, and they're 3-1 right now, looking good.
Yes, they are looking good. They look good like this last season, you know, starting early in the games. But I feel the difference maker is Shorty when he's playing full-time, when he's not splitting the games with Joe. Not to take anything from Joe, but it kills Shorty's rhythm. I feel if he did this throughout the year last year, he would have been one of our candidates for quarterback of the year, because he had some impressive numbers even while splitting the games with Joe.
Definitely, we're going to have to see what happens later on in the season. YMM 1-3, and I think it's panic time. ILD 3-1 and doing what they did last year, trying to get back to that championship, though. Next game up, we're going to have Carver Mob versus Longhorns. Carver just coming off of a blowout win, beating YMM. And the Longhorns are looking hungry. They added some players. They're trying to get a move on to their team, trying to get their team to the next level. But before we start, let's let Dawn tell us who's the players that made it and who wasn't here.
Go.
Myself, Carver Mob was present for the first game of the day, but would not play in the second one for reasons unknown. Everyone else will be present for the second game. For Longhorns, Coach Al will not attend for personal reasons, but his team is present and ready to play. Back to you, Jay.
As you can see, Carver doesn't have boo-boo this game. And I think they're going to still get a move on. I mean, I don't think it's a big issue. They're here to get a job done and keep it moving. Longhorns still trying to get to the next level. They've been struggling, haven't really looked like a powerhouse that we thought they were going to be.
I mean, they lost a couple of close games where, you know, it came down to the wire and they came up short. But they've been looking okay so far. They have some room for improvement. But I feel like there is hope for this team if they iron out the kinks that they have, the little issues that they have, and just do better as they go along. I think that they can do. I think this is a team that you can watch because they're not a bad team at all.
Well, we're going to jump into that and get off of that and jump right into the game. Carver's going to get the ball first, and they're going to start with Chuck getting sacked by Spider. Great play by Spider, but Chuck doesn't get under any pressure. A few plays later, going to a touchdown pass to Ricky. We've seen Ricky make a big catch versus YMM. Now he gets in the end zone, scores 6-0. Sonny's going to get the ball for this Longhorns team. He's going to make a nice pass on the side to Marcus with a nice catch on the 1-yard line by staying in bounds. And that's going to be a top 5 play nominee. Great play by Marcus, keeping his feet in. Sonny's got a follow-up, coming back to Marcus again for the touchdown. 6-6 tie. Longhorns are right there with Carver.
And Marcus is a emerging star right now. He's been playing big for this team on both sides of the field. He has a couple of interceptions this season, and now he puts points on the board in this game. I feel like he's one of the big factors of this team moving forward.
Chuck is going to get blitzed and sacked by Wesley. Definitely a great play by Wesley. Chuck is going to follow with a pass to Joey in the middle. But then he's going to find Brandon in the end zone for the touchdown. 12-6. Carver jumping right out, scoring right back at Longhorns.
And if you notice, a lot of these times when Chuck gets sacked, it doesn't affect him at all. It doesn't slow him down because he's still able to make the plays that he needs to get into the end zone. Sometimes a sack is not enough. Sometimes you just got to pressure him and keep him in space and make him force a pass. It's hard with Chuck, but sometimes you gotta make him move. You gotta chase him around. They don't do that, and Chuck is comfortable. He's able to put points up again.
Sonny's gonna get blitzed and sacked by Joey, and then he's gonna follow up, throwing it up to Wesley in the end zone, but it's gonna be caught out of bounds, forcing the Longhorns to be stopped, which is a problem. They needed to go back and forth with Carver. They didn't. They're gonna get stopped. They're gonna go right back to Carver. Chuck is gonna roll out and throw a touchdown pass to Cable Guy in the corner to give them an 18-6 lead. Going into the half, great throw by Chuck. The Longhorns need to make the stop. They couldn't. 18-6 going into the half.
And now it looks like Carver's already starting to get away with the game. Even before the half, 18-6. It's a big, it's a lot to ask for the Longhorns to catch up and to make it a respectable game and stop Carver's offense at the same time. It's a tall order. Maybe they can capitalize. Maybe they can answer. We only can wait and see.
Sonny's going to get the ball back for this Longhorns offense. He's going to throw to Marcus in the back of the end zone. It's going to be broken up by Joy. Turnover. Their second turnover. 2 plays that they needed to score. They don't, giving the ball right back to Carver. Carver's Chuck is going to roll out and throw to Angel for the first down. Then he's going to follow up to Chris on the sideline, who runs it in for the touchdown. 24-6. Now we just got a blowout going.
And it seems like Longhorns looked okay in the first drive or so, and now they just started to fall apart. They're starting to die out. Carver's overwhelming them out there with their offense, and Longhorns is not able to answer at all.
Sonny's going to get the ball back. He's going to be blitzed by Chris Happy Feet, but he's going to be sacked by Alvedo. Definitely something that he didn't need, but he's going to follow up with a throw in the end zone to a wide open Javon in the middle of the end zone. 24-14. Javon made the All-Star team last year. He's trying his best to make plays, make this another one here.
And sometimes late is better than never. Javon is able to come up big with putting points on the board for Sonny. This is the type of connection that you need moving forward. They need to go to Javon a lot more.
Joey's going to get blitzed by Javon and sacked by Longmore. It's caused Carver a turnover. At this time, Joey's in the game. They sat down Chuck. We seen Chuck almost get hurt on the play with his ankle, and Pam's quick to pull him out because they're already up by 10. Sonny's going to get blitzed on his next series and be sacked by Chris Bob trying to run. Great sack by Happy Feet. And remember, they lost Bishop, who was giving in the ball. Now they added Chris. Chris is a little faster than Bishop, more pressure on these quarterbacks now.
And he's more agile, so he can keep up with the fast quarterbacks. So I feel like this is a slight improvement, and he's able to fit into Pam's system. He's not a big time, character like I say Bishop. Right. So he's able to fit in a little bit more, and he can be all business at this game.
Sonny's going to throw it up in the end zone. It's going to be tipped and caught by Wesley, but at this time it's too little too late. 24-20, Carver's going to take the win. The game wasn't as close as it seemed like. Great win by Carver. Now they move up to 4-0.
I mean, it's just, like I said, what can you say about Carver? They're getting the job done. Game in, game out. They're 4-0. They're pretty much the only undefeated team, if I'm right, besides the Browns, who tied, so they have
lost.
Yeah, so they have the best record in the league right now. So they're doing what they usually do. What can you expect of Carver Mall besides get the job done and win games? Longhorns, they had an opportunity many times in this game. They actually looked a little bit better in this game than when YMM played them. But still, it came up to the same result. They came up short, and they ended up losing this game.
Well, Carver has a big game next week versus Carver got a big game versus Gettis. So we're going to get to see the matchup. But remember, we don't know what's going on with Megatron that game. And Longhorns, they got to turn it around. They got a game, I believe, versus Reckless. They got to turn the season around. They're 1-3, but they're still in the playoff hunt. Definitely can make things happen if they really try.
And they have they have enough playmakers to get it done. I feel like they have guys that can play with Reckless and stay with them, and as well as compete on offense. So I feel like the Longhorns are a team that you can't count out. They have talent. It just shows if they can gel together and make it happen.
You have Javon, All-Star. Wesley, 2-time All-Star. Mike, All-Star. You got All-Star players. Spider, who's creeping up making plays, and Marcus that's making plays. There's no reason why this team shouldn't be able to win that game versus Reckless. I told you before, the key is Sonny. He has to make plays for this team to be successful. And Carver, they're in the driver's seat right now, doing what they do every year, winning games with the way they're supposed to win them.
And like I keep saying, what can you expect of them? Until they have anybody giving them a challenge out there, they're just going to run through everybody this season. So I'm waiting to see if the Gettis can be that team to give them a challenge.
We're going to have to see next week. Well, we're going to jump into this final game. We're going to get you right to the teams. Street Fam versus Sleepwalkers. And if you look, you're going to see Trey with these 2 touchdown plays right here. Great play by Trey. Then you're going to see Shaw with the interception here, which is pretty much going to end the game. Sleepwalker's going to end up forfeiting. They dropped out of the league. Unfortunately, they never had a full team, and Alfonso was really upset that he was able to keep the team together. Right now, the league is going to try to attempt to get a team to replace them, and if not, we're going to unfortunately have to give teams wins. So we're not really going to get into that game much. There's really not much to say. Like I said, Trey had 2 touchdowns. Shy has an interception, and Street Fam's going to come away with the win. With that being said, we're going to wrap up the show today. Hopefully you show the top 5 plays of the week. And we went from 10 for the first 3 games. Now we're going to do 5. And we're going to have a man down thing right now for B-Dot. You get to see some of his clips right now. Hopefully he goes to showing it right this minute. And we're losing for the season. He got a torn Achilles, has to get surgery, he's gone. And unfortunately, it's a really good dude. Great guy and great impact player on the field.
And this is a big loss for Rep City as well as UFL. He was, you know, he was a person that's easy to get along with. He was fun to sit to watch play, as well as a, you know, a nice guy to talk to. And this is one of the last things you wish. This is one of the things you would never wish on anybody, even your enemy.
Right.
You know, to have such injury that can not only question your future playing this year or next year, but in the future in general. So this is something that nobody deserves.
We're gonna, like I said, we gave a man down UFL support system, basically a prayer. The man down is B-Dot from Rep City. We're gonna hopefully everything turns around for him. And we're just going to hope that he comes out positive. Another thing I want to say is we got Ace from IOD. He got some music dropping. Yeah, I know he does a little music. We're going to play maybe 1 or 2 of his songs. We're not going to be able to play the whole song, but we're going to show him some love. Definitely IOD player, you know, something to get our spirits up. Very talented guy. And we're showing that everybody in this league can do a little something, you know. Definitely we want to support Ace and his music. Definitely cool guy. So we're going to put it up right now. Like I said, go check out his site, www.aceIOD.com. That's www.aceiod.com. And you check it out. We got some good music up in there. You can go to his clothing line, which is www.iodxnyc.com. And check him out, man. Show some support, show some love. Hopefully, you know, you get to hear a little music, and we're going to do our best because, you know, it got a little cursing in it. So we're going to do our best, and like I said, this is a good dude. Support his music. Got a man down prayer for B-Dot, and hopefully y'all like the show. We want to wish y'all a very, very blessed and happy new year. We're going to see y'all in the field. Ace, like I said, go check out Ace's music. So like I said, we wish everybody a very blessed new year. We're going to see y'all on the field Saturday. We got some big games. It's supposed to be a little rain. Hopefully we can avoid it. If not, bring your rain gear. We should be good. And we're going to see you next week on a next episode of Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen A.
And I'm Ghost.
And we're going to see y'all next week, man. New and happy New Year's, guys.
Too blessed to be thinking about my haters, thank God. We the best, take a look at my squad. We the youngest in charge, checking the odds, and it's looking pretty good, man. Same old story, never trust it. You say it's there, but I gotta count it though. Gold teeth, I'm styling. I give her 1 look and she down to go. Dodging these stitches, trying me and my own our own business. It's in your interest to mind your own business. Uptown New York with a